On a gorgeous night in Vancouver, the roof is open, and that means that for the first time in 3 weeks, the Edmonton Eskimos will not play in a downpour. Sensational conditions here. Second half, the home and home between these two teams. The Lions 17-3 winners last week in a driving downpour in Edmonton.
Mike Riley, last week he told me he didn't manage the game properly, that monsoon in Edmonton. I can tell you, he wants to turn that around right here and put it back in his ex-teammate's face where he played for 3 years. Travis Lulay, tough in his own backyard, 50 years a Lion. This guy is 16-6 at home, and he is tough to beat here at BC Place. Travis Lulay got it done with his legs last week, looking to continue that momentum in tonight's game.
Mike Benavides and the Lions have won 7 straight at home. Their last loss here was to Edmonton last July. They've won 14 of their last 15 home games in the regular season. And for Edmonton coach Kavis Reed, he learned the meaning of the term going viral last week when his post-game conversation with reporters after that 17-3 loss went around the world on YouTube and Twitter. BC won the toss, elects to receive. And this is Stu Ford from his 12-yard line. And we're underway in the second half of our doubleheader as Ford dives ahead across the 27-yard line. Starters to watch are brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, where custom advice comes standard.
And talked about Travis Lulay getting it done with his legs last week. Second half, he just caught on fire. He said, forget the conditions. I'm going to get it done with my legs. Andrew Harris, last couple of weeks, really been involved in the offense like he should be. And Patrick Kabongo, the big man, is making it happen. The left guard position for the Lions simply they love him in the locker room. And he's a big influence in a positive way.
On first down for 27, Lulay fires Harris with a catch. And Harris bounces off a tackle, goes out of bounds at the 33.
The Eskimos going to have their hands full. They're stout defense as they proved last year. And J.C. Sherritt getting it done in the middle. They keep him clean. He's going to be up there around 130 tackles again this year. And you got Marcus Howard, boy, this guy, he can simply put pressure on a quarterback all by himself. And Chris Thompson, veteran defensive back that has a nose for the football.
Game was 7 and 2nd and 3, and Lulay will run. He's got some room. And time to the sidelines, and should have a first down. A flag is down to the tackle as Damaso Munoz made the tackle after Lulay had stepped out of bounds. And the Edmonton Eskimos, the most penalized team in the Canadian Football League, are about to get one here.
Absolutely. 41 on the season, make it 42. And boy, this drive coach is batty, continuing drives. I understand you're zealous coming out.
Major foul, horse collar tackle. Edmonton, number 45. 15 at the end of the play, first down.
He's got to work through that. I mean, Travis ain't going anywhere. Just run right through him. Damaso's got plenty of speed, and here he's tracking him. He's got an angle, head in front. Well, that's a tough one, boy. That's a borderline call there, and Damaso's just, like I said, a little overzealous, and he got caught and make it 42 now for the Edmonton Eskimos.
Hey, Maso, listen, Maso. Back up, back up. We got this.
First down for the 54-yard line. The give goes to Harris. Gets to midfield and not much further. The Eskimos, Matt, have been penalized at least 10 times in each of their first 3 games this season, and that was the topic of the Kavis Reed rant, which has been subtitled, "There Will Be Consequences."
We didn't see many consequences. They must have happened behind closed doors, but when you're penalized 3 weeks in a row for 330 yards, it's the length of a football field. That's a lot of field position you're giving up each and every time out. No wonder they're 1 and 2.
Harris picked up a yard at 2nd and 9 from midfield. Lulay under pressure, gets away and throws, and the pass is caught by Nick Moore. Very close to another BC first down. A pickup of about 9 yards.
Yeah, you got J.C. Sherritt sneaking up out here. He's going to have it contained. Then Travis is just going to see that and bounce outside and use his legs once again. Not rushing the football, but just beating containment by J.C. Sherritt. He's got to get higher than Travis, not allow that to happen, keep in the pocket. That's just discipline. And Coach Kavis Reed talks about that as well. Execution inefficiency and execution was lost there as J.C. Sherritt lost contain, and Travis made it happen with his legs once again.
And Moore just inches short of a first down, so it'll be a third and about a third of a yard to go for the BC Lions.
Chris DeMarco will come in here, backup quarterback to Travis Lule. DeMarco, not a very overpowering figure out there, but they love this kid in short yardage situations and like what they see as far as his mettle is concerned. Hard-nosed kid, not very tall in stature, but certainly can stand in the pocket and sling it with the best of them.
He fumbled last week on a third and short play in that driving rain at Commonwealth Stadium.
Absolutely. I talked to Jacques Chapdelaine, the offensive coordinator, said he's certainly got more reps in short yardage situations this week because of that.
And DeMarco laid off the snap, jumps ahead. Now Marcus forward progress at the 45-yard line. That'll be enough for the first down, but a slow developing quarterback sneak back.
Yeah, he's got to go to sneak school. Jock Climbing and I have sneak school. We've had it for about 6 years now, and we like to bring a lot of people there, teach them all the intricacies of how to sneak a football here. And you got to get your head up first of all. And right here, he's kind of ducking his head. Now he's just hoping for the best, and oftentimes that's not going to work out for you when you're only 5'9", 180 pounds. Chris DeMarco found just enough what he needed there to get a first down.
Got the right-footed spot, first down at the 45. Fake to Harris, and up the flat they go. The pass is caught by Courtney Taylor. And Taylor tripped up the play by Marcel Young after a gain of 6.
Yeah, and, you know, that's a little thing. I know Travis, he'll go back and look at video tomorrow, and he'll be upset with himself because he had a wide-open receiver, and he didn't throw him a catchable ball. Could have had more out of that play, and those are ones as a quarterback, they just kind of gnaw at you. But you got to let it go at this point. It's something to pick up on tomorrow, but right now he's trying to move the chains and keep it going.
2nd and 4, Lule turns, the pass is caught. As Marco, let's see, makes the reception and moves the sticks again for BC.
This is where you have to throw the football. You have to spot it on the receiver's upfield shoulder. Travis sees it right away, gets the ball out. If that's behind him in any way, it may be going back the other way for a touchdown, but it's on the upfield shoulder, right where it's supposed to be, and Inuzi takes it, moves the chains one more time.
Former Edmonton Husky in the Canadian Junior Football League. First down for the 29, and back to the ground they go. This is Harris, and Harris gets tripped up at the 25, dives ahead to about the 23-yard line.
I guarantee it, you know, with Travis' ability to run the football is going to help that kid out right there. Andrew Harris, just phenomenal two-way talent, really soft hands. Started as a receiver for the BC Lions in 2009, coming to training camp, and actually next 2 years worked in as a receiver and a running back, and we see him here showing those two-way skills.
Eskimos show blitz. Here it comes. Lule gets it away, and the pass is intercepted. Chris Thompson with the interception snuffs out the drive. His first of the year, and the Edmonton Eskimos turn the Lions away. Back with more with the CFL Live from Vancouver right after this.
Yeah, Marcus Howard, third-year product from Georgia. He's right here. Watch him on Ben Archibald, 65, 6-year man from Brigham Young. Nice little spin move to the inside. Pressures Lule just a little bit, but Travis really doesn't have much to give him because Arsenault, he gets the route run for him by Chris Thompson, who undercuts him and has the easy interception. Good teamwork, D-line and defensive secondary.
Eskimos take over at their 12-yard line. Riley's under pressure, forced out of the pocket, and Riley dives down to the 15-yard line in front of Saul Elimimian.
Mike Riley, you know, we've seen a lot of this in the first 4 weeks of the season from him running the football. He's shown a lot of people he's got more speed than given credit for. Fred Stamps is back in the lineup after missing last week's contest and loss. Boy, they're loving having him back. And boy, my eyes gravitate number 68, left tackle for the Edmonton Eskimos. First-year player, phenomenal force out there. Watch him and Kareem Smith go at it all night.
Second and long. Riley under pressure fires. Nate Kuhorn the catch, and very close to Edmonton first down, as they'll spot it at the 22-yard line.
Close to a first down.
Well, for Mike Riley, the Eskimos, the relief of not playing in torrential rain. And look, it's the same for both teams and all the excuses that are made. But as Riley said, just impossible to run more than a third of your playbook when the conditions are like that.
Absolutely, and talked about trying to throw the football, but don't try to throw the football in situations impossible. It's a shot putting it out there. Really poor execution conditions.
And McCarty dives his way ahead on the first down carry. Calvin McCarty picks up about 4.
I talked about Kareem Smith, 94 watching. He's on your left side there. Very underrated football player on the end this year. Playing inside a lot last year over the time with the BC Lions. He's been matched up against, I mentioned earlier, Coleman. Watch that matchup. Solomon Elimimian, this guy's back. He's healthy. They love him. They certainly love the rookie corner. Cord Parks getting it done already 4 weeks in the season.
Second and long again. Riley throws to the wide side of the field. The catch is made as Kuhorn is close to another first down at the 33-yard line. A pickup of about 5.
Nate Kuhorn, a lot bigger than I thought he was. Almost 6'2", 205 pounds. And physical football player, kind of coming into his own. Pretty simple pitch and catch here. DB plays off. You see how much room he's getting there from Cord Parks, and they're just going to simply run a route underneath him. Watch, he just drifting, sits up, goes and gets the chains, and then Parks doesn't wrap up, just kind of throws his shoulder pads into him. He got to do a better job of that, because I guarantee it, Nate Kuhorn is going to break those tackles every time.
Gets the first down. The drive continues. Jake to Charles, pump fake by Riley, has time, goes over the top, has a man wide open. Kuhorn with the catch and out of bounds at the BC 47-yard line. And the gain is 31 yards.
Yeah, he's just second receiver. He's right here. Watch what happens here. He corners the man to watch defensively. Whoop, just slips out. Both of these guys jump the hitch. Riley pump fakes it out there, and then Kuhorn's just running all alone, saying, "Give me the rock."
Kuhorn 3 catches for 42 yards halfway through the opening quarter. Ground to go to Charles, and Charles is tripped up right away on a great defensive play by the Lions' Cord Parks, who came over in the trade for Khalif Mitchell from Toronto in the offseason. Already has 2 interceptions, 1 last week.
Cord Parks is going to come from outside in. We're not going to be able to see him until late, but watch what he does. Comes in here and just plays off the blocker and goes low and makes a sure tackle. He wrapped up there, which I like to see. He's a quick learner because he didn't on Kuhorn, and he got away for first down there. He wrapped up the elusive Hugh Charles. It's a nice form tackle.
Second and 9. Riley with time will run, dives ahead to the 40-yard line. He'll be 4 yards short of an Edmonton first down. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Eskimos. And Grant Shaw having a conversation with head coach Kavis Reed about whether or not it's a punting situation or the field goal unit. And it will be a field goal try from 47 yards out.
Now watch Riley pull it down, and you're going to see that a lot this year from him because he has the ability to run. He's a lot quicker than I think people give him credit for, and he's lost a lot of weight. 2 years ago when I met him, 235 pounds. Last year, 225. This year, he's down to 215, so he's getting lighter and faster. I expect to see him run the football a lot this year.
Jerry Joseph with the hold. And Shaw puts it up and through. The Eskimos get 3 off the interception and take the lead early on in BC. The CFL on TSN is brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Eskimos with the early field goal. Last week, Edmonton kicked a field goal early in the game to take the lead, and then for the rest of the game did not get inside the BC 30-yard line.
That's insane. That's conditions. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt on crappy field conditions, but I can tell you the BC Lions defense is stout.
Really? I got
Tim Brown back in the lineup for the BC Lions. Takes the kickoff at the 20-yard line. And Brown out to about 37 before the tackle is made by Edmonton's Aaron Grimes. Travis Lulay and the Lions back to work when we return.
Yeah, and Manny Arsenault is right here. He's covered. Excuse me. He's covered by Chris Thompson right here. Here's Manny, and he's just going to run up and basically tell Chris Thompson, "Hey, tag, you're it. Cover me." And Chris Thompson's going to just kind of undercut the route there. And that's an easy play for a veteran defensive back like Chris Thompson. Manny's got to get better separation there, get him out of his back pedal, and give Travis an opportunity to throw the football to somebody that is open.
Back to the ground to Harris, and Andrew Harris cut down neatly by Thompson, or by Joe Burnett rather, on the tackle. Thompson there as well, and the gain, if anything, is a yard. Well, Manny Arsenault hasn't caught a lot of footballs this year, only 7, but he's had at least one catch for 40 yards in all 3 of the Lions games to open the season.
Yeah, you look at that compared to that, that's absolutely insane, the differential between first and second as far as yards per catch go in Canadian Football League. Manny, huge playmaker for the Lions.
Loss of the yard, 2nd and 11. Lulay steps up, and he is sacked. Dropped down by Armando Sewell. And the Edmonton Eskimos defense comes up again, forces the Lions offense to the sidelines after 2 plays.
Yeah, Armando, and I don't know what I love better. The effort here he is right here. It's a big load. I'm talking about he actually annihilates here and just goes right underneath the big leverage right there. And watch after the sack. Watch this little sack dance right here. He does a couple of rolls. I'm not sure what that is, like a gorilla roll or something, but it's awesome.
2nd sack of the year for him. Paul McCallum back in the lineup for BC. Sends it to Burnett at his own 35-yard line, and Burnett runs headlong into the Lions' coverage as S.J. Hedera was there for the tackle. Riley and the Eskimos with the football and the lead when we come back. Forgive the Edmonton Eskimos if they're a little waterlogged. 2 weeks ago in Hamilton, they ran into a rainstorm of epic proportions that wreaked havoc on their game. They managed to win that one against the Hamilton Ticats on a sloppy field. And, of course, last week at home in another torrential downpour, the likes of which a lot of Edmontonians have not seen. They lost 17-3 to BC. Here's Farhan Lalji with more.
Gordon goes even farther than that. If you go back to Riley's final start as a BC Lion last year in Calgary, a terrible snowstorm. He's had 5 professional starts, 3 in awful weather. He told me that throughout his high school and college career, he never played in heavy rain or snow, just cold and wind. And he does admit that he's been trying to force things, trying to make an impression here in Edmonton. Davis Reed says that he just needs Riley to stay patient within his reads and not try to win games by himself. And despite the criticism he's taken in the last week in Edmonton, they do believe he's going to be a very special quarterback, Gord.
And Davis Reed made the comment yesterday that you have to put the weather out of your mind, but really you can't evaluate your team over the last 2 weeks for the performance based on those kinds of conditions.
No, Mike admittedly said he managed the game in Hamilton the first monsoon better than he did the second one, and it comes down to management conditions like that, Gordon.
Carl picked up 4 and 2nd and 6, and that pass is batted down. As getting his arm up, and that was Jabbar Westerman. And the Lions defense stands up big.
Yeah, pretty simple. Jabbar Westerman right here. He's gonna get his hands up. He's gonna come outside, get forced to the outside. He can't get to Riley, so he gets his hands up, which he's taught to do. He's got O'Donnell. He's got to fight through. O'Donnell's 6'11". He's got him fended off with his left arm and gets his right arm up in the air, makes a heck of a play, knocking that ball down.
Tim Brown back to receive the kick from Grant Shaw. Good kick by Shaw. Drives Brown back to the 10-yard line. And Brown up to the 23-yard line Tackle on the play by J.C. Sherritt. So Kavis Reed not happy with his team after that 17-3 loss last week at home.
There has to be consequences now. There has to be consequences. Enough of talking about it. There has to be consequences for it. It's just not acceptable. We're not good enough to be as undisciplined as we are at home and allow teams to continue drives and allow our drives to be stalled because of it. Enough of talking about it. There has to be consequences.
First down for the Lions. Lule throws quickly, and the pass is caught by Manny Arson up close to the 30-yard line. And Kavis Reed learned the 3 worst words you could hear in the modern age: YouTube sensation.
And, you know, he just hoped that it wasn't a catchy phrase that he threw out there, but I'm afraid it was. You know, you play to win the game,
yes.
You know, or
playoffs.
Or there's got to be consequences. There has to be consequences. That's catchy. I think we're going to see that for a long time. And what we're going to see for a long time in Edmonton Eskimos sideline is Kavis Reed and his passion. That man is passionate.
Second and short for the Lions. Harris on the carry runs into a wall of Eskimos and pushes that ball forward and gets a first down. And lost his helmet in the process.
I touched on him coming to camp in 09 in the BC Lions camp, and the next 2 years he comes to camp as well, but he started as a wide receiver, and that's why he makes things look so easy when he's catching the football, which he's already done here tonight. And certainly running the football, he can go outside, he can go the distance, and he can run and get you those tough yards in the middle as well.
Led the league in yards from scrimmage a year ago. First down for the 35. Lule tries to swing that out, and the pass is batted out of midair by Odell Willis. And it falls incomplete.
Yeah, he's looking for a Harris, I believe, out of the backfield, but I tell you, this guy, first week, pretty much non-existent. Not many opportunities. Next 2 weeks, they figure it out. Says, hey, this guy owns this stadium. He's got 15 touchdowns and 17 starts here in this stadium, and they got to get him the football, whether it's by air or by the ground. Feed him the rock, because Andrew Harris knows what to do with it.
He wants the ball. Wants the ball.
Second down, Lule throws, Nick Moore the catch, and a first down in front of Marcel Young as he picks up 15 yards.
Woo, pretty pass, and pretty route right here. Gonna come down here, just run a little skinny corner, basically, maybe an out route, and boy, nice. Get the guy out of back pedal. Tight window in there, not a lot of room to work with. Well done by Travis and Nick Moore.
The final play of the quarter. Here's Harris again, and Harris dives ahead close to midfield. And a gain of 4 yards. Eskimos with the only points so far after 1 quarter on the CFL on TSN. Here are the stats after 15 minutes of play so far. The big number, 1 turnover by the BC Lions. That was the Chris Thompson interception that led to the field goal by Grant Shaw. The only points in the football game so far. Matt, last week the Edmonton defense got taken to the woodshed a little bit because BC drove the ball down their throat twice in the second half to take control of that football game and ultimately win it, but much better so far tonight.
Absolutely, they are in pressure and run defense as well. Last week they were gutted for 197 yards rushing. 82 of those Travis Lule had himself, but tonight you see that number's way down, and they've really got to beat on Andrew Harris in this first quarter. I think they got to continue to do that and try to make this team one-dimensional.
Harris, by the way, might be getting a call from the looks police. The CFL is going to start finding players who are violating the clothing rules starting this week. And Harris kind of kicking it old school with the shirt tail hanging out.
It's like a half shirt.
Second down, flags are down, and Lule looking over the top. He's got Nick Moore of the catch. Oh, what a reach. Moore got got one hand on it and couldn't quite make the grab.
There is a flag on the play.
There is, however, a flag on the play. Tonight's referee is Al Bradbury. And it's 2nd and 6, so it appears to be against Edmonton. That'll give the Lions a chance to gamble on 3rd down.
Offside. Edmonton, number 93. 5-yard penalty remains 2nd down.
Right, that's 2nd down, of course. 2nd and 1.
Gord Travis knew this. He had a free play, so he just took a shot down the field. You'll see it. He sees the offsides right there. He senses that. I got a free shot here. Why not push it deep? And then here, Nick Moore coming out of his break. You don't see it there, but he slows down. Then he's got to relocate the football, and it's too late. He's got to try to make a one-hand stab, and he can't make it happen.
2nd and a yard for the Lions. And here is Harris, and Andrew Harris at the 1st down and more. In the backfield across the 40. Harris pulls his way down to the 29-yard line before Donovan Alexander makes the stop, a gain of 22 yards.
Yeah, Roland Lombala, boy, they got packages for this guy. He's come right here. He's going to come out. He's going to kick out, and this opens it up for Andrew Harris on cue. Knew he was stymied in the first quarter, and then there's the kick out, and actually a seal right here. Damaso Munoz sees a lot of rolly right there, and it is off to the races. He's into the secondary, and Andrew Harris is dangerous when he's in open space.
On the 29, play fake to Harris, and right away, Travis Lulay was in trouble as Marcus Howard, who was just back from a pulled hamstring, was pressuring the BC quarterback.
Yeah, look at this right here. Flat across the top. Nobody's in the middle of the football field. I'd be checking to gut that defense, but they come right off the edge, and it's like abort, abort, abort. This is a screen. They don't have time to set it up. You got heat in the kitchen, and Travis throws it away. Smart play, but that was a play that was destined to fail from the beginning, just the way the defense of Edmonton was set up.
Here comes the pressure from Alexander, the safety, but flags are down. The pass ball's incomplete as Lulay was looking deep. And it's a holding call against the Lions, so that'll be declined. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 for BC.
A couple of pressure packages in a row there by the Edmonton Eskimos. Greg Marshall, the defensive coordinator this
Holding
year for the Eskimos.
BC, number 59. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
Picking his spots, Greg Marshall is. Typically, he plays a lot of 3-hold cut or 3 double cut. That means 3 defenders deep, 5 underneath, with the corners having various responsibilities on the outside. But here, he brings pressure twice in a row and really catches the BC offense off guard, and they don't execute.
Paul McCallum back on the field for the Lions after missing the first 3 games. His CFL record remained intact after Paradis missed the field goal trying at the end of the game for Calgary. So his 30 in a row stands to mark. He's got a 17 in a row streak on the line right now. And McCallum with his first kick of the year puts it through, making 18 in a row for McCallum. And the Lions have pulled even. Travis Lulay came that close, but no. Week 4 of the CFL season wraps up tomorrow night with a good one. The Ticats and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Yeah, Weston Dressler's good, Henry Burris is good, but it's Ken Austin back in Regina.
What? Hey, he owns that city. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not he's welcomed or not.
He may have owned it. It might have been repossessed when he left.
Yeah, I tell you what, Corey Chambers is owning it these days, and Darian Durant and that man we just saw, Weston Dressler. Oh, and you got to throw in a little Corey Sheets as well.
Score here in Vancouver. Riley with some time, looks over the top. He's got Fred Stans, and Stans can't hang on. Ryan Phillips there with the coverage, and Fred Stans almost had it in his first game back.
And, you know, Mike's going to want that pass back because Fred's got to slow down or turn around and try to catch it at its highest point. And the ball could have been tossed out to another 3-4 yards because Stamp is on the fly. And he's got him. Just got to push it out there. Get it out there. And you can see him trying to turn around, trying to get its highest point. Outstanding job defensively by Ryan Phillips, just getting his arm in there, not giving up on the play. Solid football play all around.
2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz. Riley flushed out of the pocket, and from behind, he is taken down by Kareem Smith, his 2nd sack of the year. And the loss is 5.
Hey, I understand why Kareem Smith feels so good, because he's in a uniform that he's comfortable with. He's an Oklahoma State Cowboy. They have the same colors. And watch when the motor never stops. He just takes advantage of the rookie, number 58, Lewis, and comes in and tries to strip the ball from Riley, getting the job done. Kareem Smith on the edge.
Shaw back to punt. And a good rush as Shaw gets an end-over-end kick away. Brown lets it bounce down around the 35-yard line. And Brown dives ahead to the 38. Andrew Harris and the Lions even with Edmonton. And they've got the ball when we come back. It's the Purelator Tackle Hunger Game today in Vancouver. Last year, this program generated more than £1 million worth of food for needy families. And Purelator, of course, gives the quarterback's weight in food for every sack that is made. The Grey Cup here today. So here is today's sack tally, brought to you by Purelator. Tackling hunger across Canada. Check. Edmonton's got 8 on the year. BC last with 5. The Lions led the league in quarterback sacks a year ago. Both teams have 1 tonight.
Yeah, later on we're going to be talking about Damon Allen. Purelator Hunger's probably glad that he's out of the league, because every time you sack him, it's like 10 pounds of food, you know. DA was 150 tops. Wouldn't help him much out with the program.
Lulay pump fake, goes to the sidelines, and the pass is caught by Nick Moore for a gain of 13 yards. And Travis Lulay telling us yesterday that the loss of G. Roy Simon hurt the Lions, but one of the things that's helped Nick Moore runs patterns a lot like G. Roy Simon.
Yeah, and they love his temperament and what he does. You know, he plays the ranger position, asked to do a lot of things. They love his temperament and how he steps in, and they're not replacing him just with Nick Moore. They're doing it with Arsenault. They're doing it with Courtney Taylor. Across the board, everybody's got to pick up the slack from one of the best all time, G. Roy Simon.
Now it's Arsenault on the end around, and Arsenault gets a gain of about 3 yards. That play, one of Jacques Chapdelaine, the offensive coordinator's favorites. In fact, 3 Lions receivers have carries so far this year.
Yeah, and they like to get Sean Gore, and they like to get it into that man's hands. Certainly Manny Arsenault. And I believe the other one is Iannuzzi, right? And he can fly as well. And they have packages set up for each one of those guys to get touches carrying the football.
You saw Chapdelaine signaling the plays, and the Lions, the only team in the league that still use the old-fashioned hand signals instead of the radio communication to send the play in.
I'm going to get to that, because I had a long conversation with Chapdelaine yesterday. Talk all day about that.
2nd down, Roulé over the top. Courtney Taylor with the catch. Down to the 25-yard line. Got it behind J.T. Hill. And the gain is 35 yards.
That's a big play, and that's what you need. Spread the love, spread the field, one football, get it to everybody. And watch the protection up front. Solid job, bringing one. You saw 3-3 step up in the middle and take J.C. Sherritt. He puts it out there. We see him have to go get it his highest point, secure the rock. Boy, nice job by Andrew Harris stepping up in the pocket and taking on J.C. Sherritt, buying time for Lulay to spot that football.
Longest catch of the year for Courtney Taylor by far. And the Lions have set up 1st down at the Edmonton 25-yard line. Play fake to Harris, tried to run the option to Tim Brown, and finally Lulay has to throw the ball out of bounds. So looked like a bit of a busted play, but was that the old veer that they were running there?
No, it looked like a veer, but they also getting their eyes downfield, maybe a little hesitation, I'm gonna block you downfield to the corner and then go over the top and have him peeking in the backfield. But I can guarantee you that was stymied by a nice play by Munoz. Watch it, you're gonna see it. They're gonna fake right inside, and you're gonna come out here, and Travis is looking to throw the football. And I guarantee you they got a little block downfield. They're hoping to get it. Maybe a shuffle back inside to Andrew Harris. A lot of options, none of them open to Lulay.
Brings up 2nd down. Here comes the rush. Lulay delivers, and a pass over the head of Iannuzzi, and Lulay was hammered down at the end of the play by Marcus Howard. A flag comes down, and think back to last week.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Edmonton, number 41. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Last week in Edmonton, a roughing the passer penalty against J.C. Sherritt extended a drive, and the Lions scored on it.
Yeah, and that's just disheartening, you know, because this is a solid defensive football team. We saw Greg Marshall bringing pressure again from the Edmonton Eskimos. Not on this play. We saw it last series, and they play zone here. And, you know, Odell Willis is complaining that he got pushed, but you can't hit the quarterback below the knees. They'll call that every time, protecting those guys. You may have a case that they did get pushed, but you can't hit him below the knees. You got to avoid it at all costs.
First down, BC. Here's Harris on the carry. Harris get across the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown. And the penalty once again bites the Edmonton Eskimos as the Lions punch it home.
Boy, just great patience in the hole by Andrew Harris. Sees it, lets his blocks develop in front of him, and then uses his power in the lower half and walks in the end zone. Coming to life here in the second quarter. First quarter, he was stymied by the Edmonton defense. Now he's on a roll.
And so are the Lions, who have scored 10 straight to seize the lead. Andrew Harris with the touchdown. And the Lions make the Eskimos pay.
Yeah, you know, I don't see it looking back on it. You're looking for Odell Willis trying to do his thing off the edge, saying he got pushed, but he didn't get pushed. You watch, he goes right in the knees, and Travis is in the pocket, and he hits him low, and they will call that every time. They're on full alert right now, I guarantee it, because of what happened to Ricky Ray last night, but they'll call that regardless of what happened to Ray. That's just a mistake by Odell Willis. Extending the drive on 2nd and 9 situation, and then Andrew Harris does his thing, following a big block of Patrick Kabongo.
Third touchdown of the year for Harris, and kind of a low pooch kick by Hugh O'Neill goes down to Hugh Charles at the 20-yard line. So Charles sharing the return duties for Edmonton. Gets up to the 39-yard line where the tackle is made by Jason Araki.
Yeah, Patrick Kabongo, we talked about him off the top of the show. Big man left guard. He's just going to walk out here and he's going to look for somebody to flow, and he's going to get Munoz, and he's going to watch J.C. Sherritt scrape, and he overplays it, and watch the cutback by Harris following Kabongo. Right here, there's the scrape. He cuts back. He uses his power right there, and then it's prancing in the end zone. Andrew Harris has got his 16th touchdown here at BC Place since it's been renovated.
Hard not to when you got a bus in front of you.
Yeah. Can't hear what you can't see.
Charles now on the carry picks up a couple, and you mentioned Patrick Kabongo popping in the locker room. Here's what he had to say before this game.
Now, Patrick Kabongo, what do you got for me? Hey, what are we here to do? What we gotta do today? What we here to do? 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 Bring it up, man.
I mean, it's simple, and when a big man asks you what we got to do, you better answer him, and it better be win.
Whatever you want me to do.
Absolutely. I tell you, he's one of the most personable, approachable people on the planet. They love him. He's like an ambassador for the Canadian Football League. He's playing some serious left guard for the BC Lions.
Pretty popular in Edmonton, where he played for a long time, still lives there in the offseason, was a defensive lineman in college. He converted the whole line, and it was the belief in BC that even though Kabongo is 34 years of age, and he's still improving as an offensive lineman.
Yeah, they say he's working at it. He's learning to teach an old dog new tricks, and Patrick Kabongo's proof.
Here's Charles on the first down carry. Gains midfield and more across the 50. Hugh Charles still going. Finally pushed out of bounds as he gets down to the 40-yard line as J.R. LaRose makes the stop, a gain of 18 yards.
You talk about patience from Andrew Harris. You're going to watch Hugh Charles get on the edge, and it's going to bounce it. He's going to bounce it outside here. And he's out to the races. No contain. And then he set up patience right there. Cord Parks set up. Receiver didn't throw, so he kind of dipped inside. Then he gave ground, beat Cord Parks to the outside, picked up another 7. Great patience by Hugh Charles.
Held it 36 yards on 10 carries last week in that driving rain. First down Edmonton from the 40-yard line. And again, the carry goes to Charles, who fights his way down to about the 34-yard line. Eric Taylor and Jabbar Westerman there to make the stop. Last 11 possessions for Edmonton last week resulted in either kicks or turnovers.
Yeah, I looked at Julius Williams, on that one play, and he just looks gassed. And I can tell you, he doesn't have much giddy up right now. Watch him. He's just kind of standing around out here now, not bringing his legs with him, and not a good sign. Look at him.
And the catch is made by Marcus Henry, and Henry will have a first down as he gets down to the 26-yard line.
Even on that play, his motor's not running 100%, and that tells me he needs to be spelled a little bit. And about the only thing you can do is kick Karan Williams out and bring Westerman in, because there's really no backup there. So you got to slough him around there, which they do in Rich Stuber's defense, who's the defensive coordinator for the Lions. But boy, Julius Williams is out of gas right now. I'd be running right at him.
55. Now, the toss goes, might be a throwback. Kerry Cope, the throwback, he's got the quarterback wide open. Riley with the catch and down to the 11-yard line. Hello. The gain is 16 yards.
Yeah, this is one you love. I mean, you can't wait to be called, and you're just hoping that that everything goes well. You can see him leak out here. And Kerry Cope, I mean, yeah, they see you. I mean, if that was switched around and the receiver's got his hand up, quarterback's going to get all of you. Show up your quarterback showing up the receiver there. I'd be talking about that at halftime or after the ball game. Good-looking play, not really executed 100%, but very effective.
Lions defense allowed 1 touchdown the last 34 possessions. The Eskimos threatening here, first down the 12-yard line. Still going and fighting his way down close to the goal line is John White. And White with his first carry of the game gets 9 down to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, John Wright, first-year player from Utah, showing you his balance and power and speed. You can watch him right here. He's going to hunt and peck, and watch the patience in the hole. They got it flattened out here. Just zone blocking. Get your feet, have patience. I love his shoulder pads. They're always going north and south. He never tries to go east and west. And he continues to get positive yards. Solid looking run by John White.
8th play of the drive, 2nd of the yard. Harry Joseph now in for Edmonton. And Joseph in the end zone, touchdown. And the Eskimos answer BC's touchdown drive with one of their own. And an impressive one at that against the BC Lions, who lead the league in almost every defensive category.
Yeah, both these defenses are very strong. Obviously, they were fighting it out last year, for defensive supremacy. But, well, watch this down the right side of the line. Just continue to drive, and that's a pretty good walk-in for Kerry Joseph. Veteran quarterback, still getting it done, still a specimen physically, able to take those shots and run people over and find holes and put the ball in the end zone.
Point after is good. It's an 8-play, 71-yard touchdown drive, and an important one for the Eskimos, who fell behind on that BC touchdown march when it was extended by an Eskimo unnecessary roughness penalty.
Yeah, it was, and I can tell you that guy right there, Kerry Joseph, what a resource he is for a guy like Mike Riley and Jonathan Crompton, 2 young quarterbacks. He says both of them ask a lot of questions. He's been relegated to these situations. But he's been such a class act his entire time up here in the Canadian Football League, starting out in Ottawa 11 years ago. And they just tap into him, and this guy has been taught by Ken Austin and some of the best in the Canadian Football League offensive minds and he's relaying and paying it forward to two young quarterbacks. It's good to see him have success on the football field.
Wonder if he'll be in the CFL long enough to see Ottawa return next year.
He could be one of the guys drafted to see, to lead that franchise. You never know, because there are a lot of quarterbacks out there that have some CFL experience that aren't out of the prime. You look at Stephen Giles, Alex Spring, you look at Adrian McPherson. Good conversation to have there. Get your stable of quarterbacks together, folks, because Ottawa's looking for some.
2-4 takes the kickoff at his 20-yard line. And takes a hellacious hit on the play as Edmonton's Rennie Curran stepped into him.
I tell you, it is the entire, looks like the cover unit from the Edmonton Eskimos getting down, and they all hit him at once. It's like timed up perfectly. Woo-hoo-hoo. Pop, and he's going backwards. And this is the special teams unit that's been really ridiculed, taking 15 of those 41 penalties that Edmonton's incurred on special teams alone. No flags in that play, just solid football.
First down, BC for the Lions, 28. Here comes the blitz again. Lule sees it and fires underneath. And the catch is made by the Lions' S.J. Hedera, and that's his first CFL reception. So Riley answers with a touchdown drive of his own, including a catch by the QB. BC Lions Wall of Fame night tonight, honoring, among others, Damon Allen. Spent 7 years here in Vancouver. This pass would have passed Ron Lancaster to become the CFL's all-time leading passer. Also helped them win the 2000 Grey Cup game. The three-time Grey Cup MVP was in the BC Lions Wall of Fame tonight, and he's standing by with Farhan Lalji.
CFL Hall of Fame and now BC Lions Wall of Fame. What does this honor mean to you, Damon?
It's very special. It's humbling, especially when you give your heart and soul and your body to an organization. And, I care about the game of football. And when I was here, not only I played hard on the field, but also was involved in our community. And so it's a great honor.
When you look at this, you left the Lions, you still got 5 BC Lion passing records. You're the all-time leading passer for this franchise. What do you remember the most about your time here?
Oh, some of the players that you played against and played with, Albert Jackson. I just seen Albert Jackson in a long time. And many of the players that I played against, to deal with a lot of the BC Lion alumni, which I came in the league in 1985, to see these guys. And then plus, I came in BC during a time when there was some financial struggles, but to see where it is today, to be a part of this history, being a part of the Grey Cup tradition here in BC is really special.
Damon, thanks for this. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Rick Moore the catch, a gain of 18, and now they'll swing it out. The pass is caught by Arsenault, and Manny Arsenault dives ahead for a gain of about 8. Long-time teammate of yours, Matt?
Yeah, well, not very long. He came in 85, and we played together 85, 86, 87. Long-time, competition. And I tell you, he was always tough because he knew that he was going to score points, and his offenses that he led. And proof in the pudding is, and he was big in big games. And, went to the Grey Cup, and just about every Grey Cup he played in, he was MVP, getting it done. The guy was phenomenal. 23 years in the league, and it's good to see him getting to come up.
On 2nd and 4, Lule one-hops the pass to Moore, and it falls incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd down for the Lions. And the question is it a field goal try or a punt? It would be a 52-yard field goal attempt. The Lions do have 2 place kickers on the roster. Paul McCallum, who will come in to punt. The other kicker in the lineup is Hugh O'Neill, the Edmonton native, who had been doing the kicking duties while McCallum was out for the first 3 games.
Yes, and he was also subbing in for the Robertsons on Duck Dynasty in case they need some stand-ins with the Fear the Beard thing he's got going on. It's absolutely incredible.
Punt is taken by Burnett, who gets out to about the 26-yard line. Check out the 16, rather. And that's where the Eskimos will start. Well, the race of a lifetime has begun. Next up, Vancouver on the Amazing Race Canada, Monday at 9, 8 Central on CTV. With your host, John Montgomery. see it last week?
No, Gordon, I did not.
Unbelievable.
I don't have a television in my condo.
You have a television?
I don't.
Are you the only man in Canada who doesn't have a TV?
I don't have a television. Ask Dave. He calls me Dark 30. 30. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want a loan? Like,
No, I'm good. I just don't need it. I'm working. I'm up here getting the job done. It's a distraction.
Down the Eskimos to their 16-yard line, and Charles with the carry. And Hugh Charles catapults across the 20-yard line to about the 22. So a much better day for him already than he had last week at home at Commonwealth Stadium.
Yeah, I just look at Hugh Charles, I look at Mike Brown, I look at this offense, period, who's really been under the gun. The Edmonton Eskimos, winning tradition and all. Young quarterback looking for that future guy that's going to lead this team. Much better conditions. Difficult team to play against, for a litmus test, but boy, they've been holding their own here in the first 30 minutes.
2nd and 4, and flags are down. It looked like Cliff Lewis, the right tackle, had gone offside. Both of Edmonton's tackles, Cliff Lewis and Thaddeus Coleman, in their first year in the Canadian Football League.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. They're very talented, very athletic, big man on the
Prior
the
to the play going off, timeout, Edmonton.
Oh, very nice. And that, this is something that's come into play. I was talking to Travis about this yesterday, and with the new rule, being able to use both your timeouts in the first half if you want to, or it really frees up people an opportunity to go ahead and do this, because you have the freedom of using another timeout if you need it in the same half. And oftentimes we've seen it this year where offenses or defenses are calling timeout if they don't have the right thing called and saving themselves a penalty.
It's one of the new CFL rule. Teams have 2 timeouts per game, which they can use at any point, except you can only use one in the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
Can't call timeout twice in the last 3 minutes.
Oh, and I was talking to Travis yesterday about time count violations, and he's had 2 over the last 2 years. 1 the year before last and 1 last year, and he saved himself 1 last week by calling a timeout and not having to take that time count.
2nd down, and the carry goes to Charles, who gets about the 30-yard line. He'll be short of an Edmonton first down. You missed it earlier tonight. The Montreal Alouettes had a 23-point lead on the Calgary Stampeders after 1 quarter.
Timeout,
back
BC.
And stages the largest comeback in CFL history when trailing after 1 quarter.
And made it look easy. Almost got it all back before the half, and then they took control of the football game and kind of coasted in. And that was with Bo Levi Mitchell in for much of the game as well, because Kevin Glenn got injured in that game. So both the starting quarterbacks are out. Drew Tate, Kevin Glenn. They go to number 3, Bo Levi Mitchell, and he gets it done.
Now the Lions use timeout here with 49 seconds to go, and the Eskimos forced to punt. So Tim Brown back to get it. The Lions will have some field position here, or should, and some time to work with. Shaw stands at his 10-yard line.
Number 7, Tim Brown.
Shaw gets a great kick away. Chases Brown all the way back to the 30-yard line. And now Brown dives ahead, gets out to about the 45. A 55-yard punt by Shaw. And a return of 13. The Lions have the ball back with 38 seconds to go here in the first half. And we remind you that coming up,
While the ball is in flight, holding, BC, number 27. Point possession, game foul, first down.
remind you that coming up is GMC Live at the half, and coming up we'll have Paul LaPolice with the coach's playbook talking about that Calgary-Montreal game. Dave Randorf, Jock Climbey, Milt Stiegel, and Chris Schultz will also talk about the consequences of penalties, because, Matt, there will be consequences.
Oh, there you go. See, you play to win the game. There will be consequences. Is the next one.
That penalty against the Lions Cost them 15 yards ultimately in field position. Now they got 38 seconds to work with. And they don't have good field position after all. Harris bounces off the first tackle, still going. And Harris gets a gain of 5 up to the 25.
We saw the big punt by Grant Shaw, and we saw the 13-yard return by Tim Brown. Didn't look like much, but he went north-south and got 13 yards. The reason why he's back in the lineup this week is because Corey Williams, rookie, that they were really enamored with here in BC because of his speed, was doing a lot of east-west running. You go back to a guy that's only in his third year, and Tim Brown, he's going to get what you can and put the team in good field position if it hadn't been for that penalty.
On second down, Lule steps up, has some room to run. Travis Lule still going. First down and more across the 30, the 33-yard line. He was missed by J.T. Hill, and that allows Lule to pick up the first down.
Yeah, basically just giving them an opportunity where they don't have to punt the football. And as poorly as special teams has been pretty much across the board in the Canadian Football League in the first 4 weeks, so many different miscues and penalties and block punts, missed field goals, botched field goal attempts, and interceptions on punt, fake punts. It's been a nightmare. But they can just kill a clock here and go to halftime tied up.
Lions haven't lost at home since the Eskimos beat them here last July in a close battle here tonight. 10-10 the score after the opening half of play. Let's send you now to Dave Randorf and CFL Live at the half. Back in Vancouver on a perfect night for football. 10-10 the score after the opening half of play. Here is Farhan Lalji with BC's Andrew Harris.
Andrew, another productive half, 9 touches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. You broke tackles on it just like you did last week. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, it was a wide zone play, and I just waited for Kabongo to come off, and I just slipped underneath him, and I made 2 guys miss, and I just kept the feet moving, and it worked out for me that time.
That play aside, this team's managed to get a lot of first downs in that half, but you haven't been able to finish drives. What needs to change in the second half?
We got to finish, and we're getting close. But we got to finish, and that's the biggest thing. This is a tough team. We're going to put up points, so we got to come out the second half, play 30 minutes of finishing football. So that's it.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Lule and the Lions will look on as the Eskimos receive the second half kickoff in a 10-10 game. Lions are off next week and then go to Toronto. The Eskimos will be in Montreal next Thursday, and no doubt walking into a beehive there as the Alouettes will be no doubt reeling after that loss in which they blew a 23-point lead. And there is Hugh O'Neill who will kick off. Fear the beard, last shave.
Cy Robertson, I'm telling you, that's not Hugh O'Neill.
Tough to get the chin strap on that thing.
I couldn't help myself. I had to get a picture taken with him yesterday.
Hugh Charles takes the kickoff at the 15-yard line, and Charles gets about 11 yards as he was buried by Rolly Lambala, among others. And so Mike Riley and the company will go to work. He was 5 for 7 for 60 yards, and here are the Eskimos leaders receiving and rushing after the opening 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think they got to get Hugh Charles some more touches. I think that's got to at least double. I'd like to see 21 carries at the end of the ball game for him. I think they do that. If they can get to that number, I think they win this football game. I think they can control the line of scrimmage for that big offensive lineman that they have.
Riley making career start number 6, 2 for the Lions last year. Shotgun on first down, swings it out, and the pass is caught by Calvin McCarty. And McCarty gets pushed out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
That was only his 8th pass. Is that 8th pass of the day? It's efficient football. I know that Cavis Reed is harping on that. Effective, efficient football. And Doug Sam's offensive coordinator is, he's going to rely on getting Hugh Charles in football. It's good. Only 2 yards there on first and 10. This is one of those scenarios you're going to have to be a little creative, spread things out, make a play.
And they tried a quarterback draw, but Eric Taylor snuffed it out. And nothing doing there as the Eskimos will open the second half with a 2-and-out.
Yeah, This is a real safe play. I think Doug's got to open it up here and let his quarterback play the game, because he's going to make mistakes. We got to let him make mistakes. He's in a perfect scenario to do that. You know, you got beautiful conditions here. He's playing the game. He's learning the game. Open it up, because he has more skills than just being able to run a quarterback draw in that situation.
Shaw gets the kick away. A flag is down as Brown takes the kick at the 30-yard line. Now it was 3rd and 9, a 53-yard punt, a 5-yard return. Is it roughing the kicker or contacting? And Shaw.
Looks like it's going to be on Matt Garva, first-year player out of Windsor. 4th-round pick, 33rd overall.
Contacting the kicker. BC number 3, 10-yard penalty. First down.
There you go. Needed 9, got 10 on the penalty, and the drive will continue for Edmonton.
You know, it's unfair because Garva's a great special teams player for the Lions, and, you know, he's only getting singled out here because of this. And what? You know, he just kind of gets pushed into him, and then a little bit, you know, that's a little bit of an acting job there by Grant Shaw, and kind of caught in a tough spot there if you're Matt, but solid player, getting a lot of production from him already on special teams. Unfortunate in that situation.
And the Eskimos first down at their 37-yard line. Shotgun to give the ball to Charles, and Charles got the corner, but got turned around and finally thrown to the ground by Sullivan. Elimimi in a gain of 3. He ran about 65 to get those 3.
Yeah, this is just solid defense, and everybody's not doing anything. Watch these guys right here. They don't go anywhere. It's zone defense, and you can go east and you can run sideways on this football field all you want. Watch everybody come up. They're not going anywhere. They're not outflanked. They're not out-leveraged. They're disciplined. They force it back inside. There's plenty of BC Lions to get the job done.
Another 2nd and long for the Eskimos. Riley with time. Looks back the other way. Coulard makes the catch, but he was wrapped up right away by BC's Cord Parks, and he'll be short of an Edmonton first down by at least a couple of yards.
Cord Parks comes in, and again, you know, I highlighted him earlier in the football game, just hitting Coulard on a play as opposed to wrapping him up. There he wraps him up, and a sure tackle, and avoids the possibility of a first down and 2nd effort from Coulard. Much better job, and he learned his lesson. You can't just hit these guys at this level. You got to wrap them up, because everybody's capable of making things happen and getting those yards after the catch.
Now Brown stands about his 20-yard line and takes a kick from Shaw. He's had a good night punting the football.
It jinxed him, Ford.
No such thing as jinxes, Matt. Down to the 30-yard line, and Brown, with flags down, gets thrown down at about the 23-yard line. A 40-yard punt by Shaw. Don Matthews on it on BC Wall of Fame night. We'll hear from him when we come back. On BC Lions Wall of Fame night, Don Matthews, who got his first head coaching job with the BC Lions, guarded them for 5 seasons and won the 1985 Grey Cup with them. Matthews was the CFL's all-time leader in coaching wins until he was overtaken by Wally Buono. He's with Barnvaldi.
And now a member of the BC Lions Wall of Fame. Don, you had 5 Grey Cup victories. The first one was here. Does this place hold a special place for you still?
Well, you know, the first one in anything is important. Your first girlfriend, your first touchdown. Anytime it's a first, it's special. This is the one I'll remember the most because it was my first. And I also remember this place being packed full with 60,000 fans every game.
I know you're back in Oregon, and you still watch the CFL quite a bit. What's changed?
Oh, one, for me, the thing that's changed is I don't recognize any of the players anymore. But the game has really changed. The coaches are better, and the players are better. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, Don, thanks for this. The Lions just scored, so we'll tell the fans about it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
The Lions just scored, so we'll get to that and we'll come back.
Manny Arsenault with a 77-yard catch-and-run touchdown from Travis Lulay. Another big play for Arsenault.
Absolutely, as advertised, and a wonderful throw over the top Thompson can't get there. He's got deep outside third coverage. You got Joe Burnett. He's in the area outside. Arsenault finds the soft spot between him, and Lule strong arms it out there, and Arsenault, using his extra strength, size, rips through the tackle of Thompson and waltzes in the end zone using his blazing speed. On cue, Manny Arsenault providing a big play for the BC Lions.
Fourth straight game that Arsenault has had a reception for 40-plus yards. That's 77. And the CFL's leading big play man strikes again.
Yeah, and I tell you, it was absolutely beautiful. Watch what happens here. You're going to watch Burnett. He's going to, area outside, he's going to let him go. Okay, he's gone. And then Thompson can't get over. Strong arm throw by Lule, splits the middle. Arsenault throws him off with his strong body and extra size, and the speed takes over. Walk-in touchdown, huge play for the Lions.
Let's go back to Farhan.
Don, I know that you always thought so much of Matt Dunnigan. You wanted to say hello to him.
You know what? You asked me about the game, how it's changed. I don't think there's a quarterback out here that can throw for 700 yards. What do you think, Matt? One game.
We should have tell. Hey, Don, we should have had 850 that game, and I wasn't out there by myself.
Don, now I know that you weren't able to get to the 100th Grey Cup celebrations last year, and you've been battling some health issues. You look good. How are you feeling?
Well, you know, cancer's a tough thing to fight. I've got rid of the cancer, but I'm now fighting the cure, the radiation treatments, and I lost 60 pounds, and I'm recovering strength slowly, but it's coming.
And you've got a 9-year-old son, and I hear he's quite the football player.
He is indeed. His name is Blaze, and he is a great little kid. He's my boy now, and he's a great kid, and I'm going to love watching him play football.
Don, thanks for this and all the memories you've given CFL fans over the years.
I appreciate it, Farhad. Thanks a lot.
And there is the Lions Wall of Fame with the two inductees tonight, Don Matthews and Damon Allen. Eskimos first down from their 30-yard line. Riley's under pressure, and he is rocked. Kareem Smith, the first man on the scene, will get credit for his second sack of the game. As some pushing and shoving breaks out at the end of the play.
Yeah, talked about Kareem Smith being an unsung hero. He's playing on the edge, rush in, and he's special. I'm telling you, this guy can get to him, and he's proving his coach right. He's right here. Watch what he does. It's just a power move. Continues to keep his motor running, which you have to do. That's a mismatch all day long there. John White is not going to be able to block a 265-pound rush in. Doesn't get a very good attempt, but even if he had a good one, that's lights out. That's a sack every time.
Loss was 10 at 2nd and 20. Now they've got their ears pinned back again. And the give goes to John White. And White wrapped up right away, gets 5 of the 10, but it'll be 3rd and long for the Eskimos.
Yeah, that's a series that the Edmonton Eskimos would like to forget right there. Boy, you know, you want to kind of stem the tide a bit and respond. That wasn't a very good response after big play from Travis Lule and Manny Arsenault on that BC offense. Put them right back in the field. This could be a game-changing couple of series right here, just like we saw last week.
Good kick. Brown from the 50. And he got buried right away. As hustling down was Eric Samuels on the tackle. Manny Arsenault with another big play, and the Lions have seized the lead. They make the putt too. Gord Miller, Matt Dunnigan, Farhan Lalji here in Vancouver. Matt, tell us your Don Matthews story.
Well, I got a lot of stories about me and Don. I can tell you real quickly. 1990, first time he and I are together on the same team. Said, Matt, you know how I am. I'm a one quarterback kind of guy. You throw 5 interceptions, don't come to the sidelines, hang your head, because you're going to get a chance to throw 6. Well, sure enough, that year, I threw 7 interception passes in one interceptions in one game. I come to the sidelines with a grin on my face, and Don Matthews is looking at me, and he goes, and I look right back, and I said, Don, am I going to get a chance to throw 8? He says, sit your butt down. And so the limit is 7. and I tested the limit. I could have thrown 12. I was on a roll that game. But I tell you, Don Matthews is a heck of a coach, and he's a player's coach. Loved playing with the guy, and he was simply a winner. Got the most out of his athletes.
First down Lions from the 50-yard line. And Lule wants to go up the field again. And he's got him in. Mark Marianuzzi. And Uzi's got a first down to the Edmonton 38-yard line. You mentioned it, Matt. It's just like last week when the Lions put together those back-to-back scoring drives.
Absolutely. We talked about it. And, it's zone coverage, which Greg Marshall likes to play. It's covered 3-0 cut to the field. Don't have time to explain that. Zone coverage. They find the soft spot in the zone and deliver. And this is eerily similar to last week when they had those two drives that was a difference maker right at the beginning of the second half.
First down from the Edmonton 38-yard line. Under pressure, Lule throws, and Courtney Taylor's got it. And Taylor got slammed to the ground by Joe Burnett, along with T.J. Hill. And the gain is 5.
That's all you're looking for. Manageable 2nd and 5 here. Solid play, high percentage throw, get your quarterback moving. Gives the defense something else to consider. Now they just can't pin their ears back. You got him on the roll. He can use his legs, a strong arm. They got everything working for him right now, and Edmonton's not responding.
Lule had 82 yards rushing last week to lead the Lions. 2nd and 5. Lule throws. The pass is caught. And Arsenault again. And on the first down to the 25-yard line. An 8-yard pickup. That's chump change for him.
Yeah, he's just gonna come down here and he's gonna run a drag, we call it, right across the formation. Offensive line buys Lule enough time. Nobody's in his face. Run a little rub route there coming from the other side. Nick Moore doing his job.
Arsenault now over 100 yards receiving the game on 4 catches.
He's under his average. He's had an off night.
They fake to Harris. Now Lule throws it back to him. Harris running around the sideline. Harris leaps to the goal line. And they'll call him down at the 1-yard line. Fireworks are going off. Lions are saying touchdown. They're spotting him down for now at the 1-yard line.
We'll take a peek at it right here and slow it down for as much as we can. Boy, he's getting vertical right there. It goes right over the top. Lands on his right foot.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, his right knee is out. That's a great call. Officials right on the spot there. Tremendous effort by Harris. Love to break that one down for you. Travis Lule, he was his third option. Harris made the most of it.
Thomas DeMarco comes in at quarterback now for BC on first and goal from the 1. And they'll give it to Harris, and this time there's no question. Touchdown, BC. That's justice.
That's ditto, just like last week. Harris comes in motion. Thomas DeMarco's under center. You get a man out front. Arsenault's there. Roland Lavala's there. That's a walk-in. He's on fire. 17th touchdown here at Crown Bandit BC Place.
And now McCallum on for the point after. So the Lions go back-to-back again and blow the game open at home.
Yeah, everything's got to work here, and talking about a guy knowing where his people are on the football field, run a little switch motion. You see Arsenault move down. He's going to run a post. Nick Moore is going to come out, replace where Arsenault was, and right here you're going to go right through the progressions, okay? You've got Nick Moore as 1, and then, you got Arsenault 1, Moore is 2, and then here's 3 coming out of the backfield. Lule goes through his progressions, finds Harris in the backfield, and then it's accurate throw, gives him a chance to turn up, puts him down the 1 yard line, and walk in to play next. Just beautiful execution, well-designed play by Jacques Chapdelaine. Well executed by that man right there.
There's the Winnipeg native. And Hugh Charles takes the kickoff from the 30-yard line. So the Edmonton Eskimos are now down 14, facing the CFL's #1 defense in a building where they haven't lost in nearly a calendar year.
Great litmus test for this football team, and Mike Riley in his young career as a starter for the Edmonton Eskimos, seeing what he's made of.
He gives it off to McCarty, and McCarty slashes off tackle, picks up maybe 3 on the play. Just sustained excellence here in BC, Matt. The Lions haven't missed the playoffs since 1996.
That's an excellent way to phrase that, Gord. Sustained excellence. And you have to credit Wally Guano, you have to credit David Braley, and you have to credit their vision and their consistency towards sustaining that excellence. They are there, thick and thin, have a vision. Dennis Skulski certainly helps out there. They bring in Mike Benavides. He takes over. Wally goes to GM, and a guy that is behind the scenes and does a lot for this football team, Roy Shivers, finds the athletes, and it seems like they just get stronger and stronger every season. They're very competitive, but not the most competitive team in the West.
Charles on the reception, and he'll be inches short of an Edmonton first down.
Yeah, Mike Benavides, I really like his demeanor. You know, we sat down with him for about an hour yesterday, just talking football, talking about the guys, what he loves about certain individuals, his philosophy. And one of the coolest things I think he said was he developed something this offseason. It's a cross the hall mentality for his coaches. He says, offensive guys, I want you to go sit with the defensive guys and listen to what they talk about, listen to their coaching points, and that'll make everybody better. He enforced that, they did that, and he really feels like his football team's been able to grow from that process, and I think it's brilliant.
Larry Joseph comes on 3rd and short. Goes around the corner, and Joseph picks up 5, and the drive will continue.
I've seen a lot of teams do that in short yardage situations, not just try to plug it in the middle, kind of wash everybody down and get the corner and let the quarterback or whoever's taking the snap, because we've seen clubs do it. Running backs now are in the center taking correct snaps and find a little soft spot. And certainly that guy right there, Kerry Joseph, one of the most talented athletes we've seen in 11 years in the Canadian Football League. Still at his age, finding ways to get it done.
Critical drive for the Eskimos under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. On first down, back to the ground, and Charles, who picks up 5 to the Edmonton 50.
Ran over Simeon Rotier trying to pave the way for him. Simeon got in trouble. Still got a brace in that arm.
Well, it was week 4 last year here in BC Place when Khalif Mitchell twisted his arm around in that infamous incident. Rotier, as you see, is still wearing the heavy brace on that left arm.
That arm will never be the same, I guarantee you that.
He was one of 5 Eskimos injured in that game. Here comes the blitz on 2nd down. Riley back, hits it away, flags are down. And Charles has the count to first down and more inside the 50. Elamimian teed off on him, but this is almost certainly coming back.
Yeah, it's too bad because, boy, Riley did a really nice job of hanging in there, and the offensive line were doing their best to hold him off, and he waited the last possible second and delivered on the money to Hugh Charles, but this is going to be holding.
Holding, Edmonton, number 68. 10-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Thaddeus Coleman on the hole. The Eskimos haven't taken a lot of penalties in this game, but a couple of them have been really ill-timed.
Yeah, I like this Thaddeus, and I think he's going to be great. His first-year player right up here. I hate to single out the big boys when they're getting in trouble, but he's doing a pretty nice job. Well, yeah, you know, you can't do that. Thaddeus, you got to move your feet. You can't have it, right? Come on, you're better than that.
Now 2nd and 15. Four-man rush. Riley has all kinds of time. Looks over the top. And Cohorn has the catch for a first down. Nate Cohorn brought down the 28-yard line as Riley had all day, and the gain is 42. And Cohorn shaking up.
First down.
Shaking up big time. But you watch, here he is right here. And he's going to run a skinny post, and it's going to kind of extend a little bit more than it should have because Riley is going through, he's staring it down. He's looking for stamps right here on a wheel, but it's not there. And then he strongs her arm out there right underneath Ryan Phillips, who's making his 148th career start. And Cohorn takes a shot in the process, but strong arm throw by Mike Riley.
We'll step out with 1:32 to go here in the third quarter. Tomorrow, TSN brings you the UEFA Women's Euro 2013 with Sweden taking on Iceland in the quarterfinals. Live coverage underway at 8:45 a.m. Eastern, 5:45 a.m. Pacific on TSN 2. 1:32 to go in the third quarter. Cohorn makes his way to the Edmonton sidelines. Appears to be all right for the moment.
Well, I know what his problem is. He doesn't have any fat in those bones. No, he needs to go to Tim Hortons. Have some donuts.
Riley throws, stamps, can't make the catch. As Ryan Phillips had the coverage. You mentioned Ryan Phillips playing his 148th consecutive game. That's the longest current streak in the Canadian Football League.
Hey, oh, you see the shot of Riley holding his arm up there? His elbow is I had the same thing happen to me right here in BC Place. It's absolutely just blowing up on him right now. His versus sack looks like it's certainly busted, and you can see his right elbow starting to swell up considerably there. It's gonna be something to watch. It's gonna get ugly in a hurry. That thing, when it breaks, it goes crazy.
And he gets slammed to the turf. Stamps makes the catch, and it's a first down to the 15-yard line, and Riley took a shot from Corey Banks.
Yeah, and this is what this is what you don't want, but this is football.
Ooh, that elbow is blowing up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I saw it, and it's not going to get any easier when you're taking shots like this with Banks coming off the edge, and it's pretty flush, and it'll be something noticeable. We get the shot, you see it's blowing up, or he takes one right in the ribs, and then that's good pad level. Yeah, there's his elbow. Well, I tell you, Paul Hemming Chopper, our director's all over it. And that'll just get worse and worse every time he's slammed to the turf.
First down, Edmonton with the 15-yard line, being chased again. He throws. The catch is made by Charles, and Hugh Charles spins down to the 5-yard line. Close to another Edmonton first down.
Just a pretty play all around. Mobility by the quarterback, getting on the edge. There's a shot of his elbow.
Now, Matt, will that inhibit his ability to throw?
It'll just pain tolerance, right? Because it doesn't feel good. And the bursa sack's ruptured, and it's going to continue to swell on him, and that'll be something that he'll deal with the rest of this football season. Eventually, what happened to me is mine broke on the sidelines, and it got so big it burst through the skin. And Bill Rochelle, trainer from the BC Lions, just cut it off and sutured it and went back in a football game. He could have to do something like that here soon. It's just the way the game's played.
Ninth play of the drive, second and short from the 5-yard line. Charles on the carry, but nothing doing there. Anton McKenzie into the Edmonton playbook and the backfield. And from second and short, it's now third and a bunch. And that'll be the final play of the third quarter. The CFL and TSN back to Vancouver right after this. And here are the numbers after three quarters. You can see BC starting to take the edge in passing yards, especially. Only the one turnover so far. That was the Chris Thompson interception in the opening quarter. But Arsenal with a 77-yard catch and run touchdown. And Matt, as you mentioned, deja vu for the Lions and Eskimos last week under much different conditions. Two back-to-back drives by the Lions led to scores and decided the game.
Yeah, and you have to think, is that second half adjustments by the entire BC Lions coaching staff? And I believe it is, taking advantage of what Greg Marshall's doing defensively. Their offense comes right out, marches down the football field a couple of times on two successive drives and takes control of this football game. And to me, that's just good coaching and solid execution by the BC Lions offense, taking advantage of what the tendencies are of a Greg Marshall run defense, playing a lot of three-cut and they took advantage. I talked about it on Arsenal's long touchdown throw and catch, and it was simple, but it was a well-executed play, and that's the difference. Execution in those first 2 drives for the Lions.
Well, the big defensive play by the Lions, though. Anton McKenzie forces the Eskimos to settle for a 3-point try, so now they're down by 11. Earlier in the broadcast, we used a word that probably shouldn't be used on television. We apologize for that, and we assure you that it won't happen again.
Well, I'll try, Gord. My apologies. It just happened. I've told that story many times, but never on TV, and yeah, it's kind of got a little carried away. I apologize, folks. But yeah, getting back to Don Matthews.
Yes.
He's heard that word before.
Yes, he's used that word.
Yes, yes. And he's a player's coach, and I tell you, he makes his quarterbacks feel pretty good because he can afford to go out there and make a mistake, just not 7 of them like I did on that day. Damon Allen, boy, that guy, he lit it up. It's fun watching him play. He had a game plan against Damon. He had a game plan against Don Matthews defenses. That guy really reinvented a lot of the different things, you know, that defenses used for decades here. And it was Don Matthews, his imagination defensively, that really kind of springboarded this game. And offensively, you really had a game plan for Don Matthews.
Brown takes the kickoff from the 13-yard line, and Tim Brown gets up to the 34 as we open the 4th quarter. Jacques Chapdelaine talking it over with Travis Lulay. We talked about the fact that the Lions signal the plays, and Chapdelaine believes that it forces the quarterback to visualize better, that when you call the play over the headset, he looks at a wristband and then calls it. Sometimes the quarterback can't even remember the play you just called.
Yeah, well, you're reading as opposed to visualizing, and oftentimes you have to fill in the blanks. He gives you a couple of different hand signals, and then you already know the play. Then you have to fill in the blanks, and you're already visualizing. We'll get to it after this, but it's a tremendous conversation with Jacques Chapdelaine and how he utilizes those signals to his team's advantage.
BC first down from the 34-yard line, and Lulay fires the pass, caught by Arsenault. And Manny Arsenault still running up to the 40-yard line, a pickup of about 6.
Yeah, and you know, Travis, he can look over there now. There you go. The signals are coming in, and Jacques already calling for it. This Arsenault just on a hook flat, pretty simple. There's the flat, there's the hook, clears it out underneath, and Lulay delivers. It's a slow developing play. Looks like Ted Laronda's in there on him, stapling him into the turf, letting him know that he's still around.
And Lulay fires again, and the pass is caught as Courtney Taylor has a first down up to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where Chapdelaine can signal in right now. He doesn't have to wait for the box to clear the headsets and the speakers that are in the quarterback's minds, because oftentimes you have to wait until you have an opportunity to speak to the quarterback. Jacques can get it in before the play's even over.
Because an official activates the headset in the quarterback's helmet.
That's right. And you have to wait for that to happen before you can talk to your quarterback, so you actually gain more time by signaling in. That's what Jacques Chapdelaine really believes in.
And Arsenault on the carry, beats a couple of tackles, still going. And Arsenault ran a long way to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Now, my question for you, Matt, is this. Don't defenses know what the signals are?
No, you can't. I mean, you can pick up a couple of them, and I can guarantee it, you're not going to be able to translate that to the defensive coordinator, to the defense on the football field in 20 seconds and being able to execute a play to take advantage of what you may think you saw. It's not going to happen. It's impossible. I know that people videotape that, they watch that, they try to pick it up, and it just can't translate over to production defensively to try to stop what they're doing.
Loss was a yard. It's 2nd and 11. And Lulay has all day and room to run. Eats midfield, dives, and gets to about the 53-yard line. It'll be a couple of yards short of a BC first down.
Joe Burnett had a beat on Lulay, and Travis saw it coming, and he got down and he fell down a couple yards short.
So, Matt, Paul McCallum comes on to punt. We mentioned earlier in the game that we thought his record was safe. It's not. the CFL has ruled that Rene Paradis' field goal attempt was not an attempt because it didn't cross the line of scrimmage. My question is, John Bowman got credited with a block kick on that play. How can you block a kick if there was no attempt?
You're trying to make sense of something that
doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. But the facts are the facts. And our head statisticians in the CFL, Steve Daniel, was all over it and never crossed the line of scrimmage. Therefore, Rene Paradis' streak is still alive and McCallum's streak is in jeopardy.
Coke on the return, an 18-yard return after a 42-yard punt. The CFL and TSN back after this. The CFL on TSN is brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade. 11:21 to go in the fourth quarter. Mike Riley and the Eskimos trail the BC Lions by 11 points. Got 3 on their last drive. We're close to the BC goal line, though. And Riley up and throwing and Stamps with the catch at the 52-yard line, but it's ruled incomplete.
Zone coverage. Stamps finding that soft spot. Not accurate throw by Riley. Didn't lift it enough for him. Watch. He just taxes into the coverage. Zone coverage. He sees it. Tries to find the hole. Ball's behind him. Hits the turf. Easy call for the official.
Riley, 28-year-old from Kennewack, Washington, has to battle a BC crowd. Here comes the rush. Riley gets the pass away, but it's incomplete as Marcus Henry couldn't get a hand on it. He got whacked at the end of it. And there's a flag down. And it may be against the Lions. Cord Parks is the man in the middle of that conversation.
After the play, objectionable conduct. BC, number 26. 10-yard penalty results in a first down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looking for taunting there, Matt?
Yeah, it looks like it. And you're going to see the hit, which is a solid hit, but then you just can't do the extracurricular afterwards. Strong throw right there, head in front, it's a good tackle, and then he starts talking noise, and he can't do that. Showing up a guy like that, Henry knows he should have caught it. That's football, solid play, but then all that trash talk is not.
So it's a first down for the Eskimos outside their 40-yard line. Riley on the play fake is under pressure, he gets away. And Riley gets to midfield and another Edmonton first down. Well, we saw the Eskimos commit a roughing the passer penalty that extended a drive for BC that resulted in a touchdown. Will the objectionable conduct penalty by the Lions do the same for Edmonton?
You're absolutely right, Gordon. I think it's critical for the Eskimos to take advantage of this at this juncture of the football game because a little over 10 minutes to go, and as stingy as the Lions defense has been this season, and certainly last season, well, you got to take advantage of these opportunities because they're not going to come very often.
Play fake for Riley, looking over the top. He's trying to find Corey Coe. That's incomplete. He was hand fighting with Dante Marsh all the way up the field, and Kerry Coe unable to get to it.
Dante Marsh is just absolutely wonderful coverage. I'm talking about shadowing him. These two right here, watch what he does. He just walls him off and basically uses the sidelines as an extra defender. He's already flipped his hips. He's just going to screen him off right there. No chance for Riley to stick that ball in there unless it's the throw behind.
First time we've mentioned Dante Marsh's name tonight because they don't go that way.
He's a shutdown corner.
Now Riley, with time, throws the wide side of the field. Coehorn's got it. Beats the first tackle and more, and Coehorn out of bounds at the BC 40-yard line for a gain of 15 and a first down.
And the nightmare drive for Cord Parks continues to happen as he misses. He just blows a tackle here. Coehorn's having a tremendous night. I think he goes over 100 yards here. He's on the outside. and watch Gordon Parks. He gives him too much room. He just sits in the zone, comes back to the football, and then he just misses. He doesn't get his head in front. Gordon makes a nice play. 6 for 103 on the night for the Calgary Flyers.
And now the give goes to Charles, who gets down to the 36-yard line. And all this happens as we keep an eye on the elbow, the right elbow, quarterback Mike Riley. Now, can they drain that?
Oh, yeah, they can drain it, and I've had mine drained and operated on, you know, after a couple seasons, because it's not going to get any better. It's going to continue to be very, very reactive to any type of pounding on the turf, and the way he runs the football and extends for yards, his elbow's always going to be slamming into it. Deal with it the rest of the year.
Second down, throws, and the pass is high for Gohorn. They'll bring up third down.
Huddling up here.
Now, if you kick the field goal, you get within 8.
Grant Shaw certainly got the leg. It's a chip shot for him. It'll be like 47 yards. It'll be about a 43-yarder. But I tell you, he's got plenty of legs. It's a chip shot for him. We're going to have to overpower this. Just get a good hold by Joseph. And a good snap from Ryan King.
So a 43-yard try. Shot was 2 for 2 tonight.
Make this a one-possession game.
Distant. And Brown will concede 1. So the Eskimos are down by 10. And we're back to Vancouver on the CFL on TSN after this.
Go back to last week in the rain, the monsoon in Edmonton. Travis Lulay showing you that he can block too. Beautiful play, high energy ball player, gets jacked up and his team follows. And then here in today's game, a broken play. Lulay's in a similar spot and he uses his head and says, no, not today. I don't think so. That play's not going anywhere. It's not designed. I'm not getting involved. That's a play by Travis Lulay.
So the Lions now with the ball at their own 36-yard line and the clock running at just over 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And on first down, they give it to Andrew Harris, who pulls his way ahead for a gain of 8.
Talk about it. He's got such patience and poise in the hole. It's amazing. He presses the point of attack. It's not there, and he just slides right through and watch it. He just pauses right here at the line of scrimmage and then bounces this way. Most backs would just stick their head in there. He just pauses, waits, finds a little crease, and picks up 8 yards. It's like, it's tough to teach because your instincts are just to get what you can, but he waited, let the blocks develop, found that seam, and exploited it for 8 yards.
And here he comes again. Once again, just pulls the pile ahead. Gets 4 on a first down. Lions' last home loss a year ago tonight to Edmonton. Since then, they've reeled off 7th in a row at home and have won 14 of their last 15 here.
Pretty solid. Pretty solid. I think Don Matthews referred to that in his halftime acceptance speech going up here on the Wall of Honor, or Wall of Fame. How BC Place is a tough place for opponents to come in, whether they're coming from the East Coast here and the time change or whatever it is. I think it's more to do with the football teams here and the fans, because this is a loud facility and they do have a really good defense, and I credit it more to that than anything else. They defend their home turf as well as anybody.
Putting it out on the ground. And this time, they gave the ball to Raleigh Lambala, who last week reeled off a 29-yard run in Edmonton. Now, to put that in perspective, the most rushing yards he's ever had in a season is 32.
And talked to Jacques Chapdelaine about him, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, and he says, you know, we had to put a package together for Raleigh because we use him so much in the blocking scheme. You have to have extensions off of that in similar plays and formations that will take that'll stop your tendencies from happening when he's in the football game. So you got to feed him the rock and have a series for him, and it worked last week for 29 yards.
Second and long. Goulet, flush out the pocket, will have to run. Needed the Edmonton 52, doesn't get midfield. And so the Eskimo defense stiffens and forces the Lions into a kicking situation. 5:26 to go. And running here in the fourth quarter, that missed field goal.
Yeah, coming back to hurt him. And Grant Shaw just tried to overkick that, in my opinion, because he had plenty of leg just to smooth stroke it, and he tried to yank it, and he certainly did.
And Kerry Cope is back to take the punt for Paul McCallum. Lifts it high towards the sidelines, chases Cope back to the 10-yard line. Cope looking for the corner. Flushed back by Anton McKenzie, and nothing doing there. Tackle made by Kyle Jones. Riley coming in, but the question is, will this elbow hold up? His team down by 10. Shaman Allen loves to golf. Well, tomorrow the Open Championship on TSN continues in the final round. Who takes home the Claret Jug and will be crowned the champion golfer of the year. Tomorrow at 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific on TSN. Lee Westwood has the lead. Tiger Woods, who has not won a major since the U.S. Open in 2008.
It was fun watching Westwood and Woods go at it today. They were going shot for shot for 18 holes. That was like match play. Fun to watch.
Eskimos backed up to their 7-yard line, and Riley brings the ball down and then runs into the arms of Eric Taylor. That'll bring up 2nd and long for the Eskimos with a clock running.
Yeah, they just played zone defense and got there. You know, they're not bringing but 4 people. Yeah, you know, he's big boy's right here. He's just going to work and hustle, get there, and they got plenty of people to block him. He just throws off one. O'Donnell gets leverage on him. He saw him get leverage. Everybody's got leverage on O'Donnell, though. He's 6'11". Eric Taylor coming out with a big boy.
Game was 2 and 2nd and 8 from the goal line. Riley flushed again. From behind, gets hit, and the pass is intercepted. Picked off by Jabbar Westerman, of all people. And he takes it down to the Edmonton 13-yard line. Maybe not the guy you'd pick to have the pick.
Again, it's pressure just with the 4 guys up front. They're not doing anything different here. This is their calling card. This is their calling card. Run a little twist, get pressure, and they get it done. They just get it done, collapse in the pocket. Not even running twists, just continue to keep their heads up. Karan Williams coming from the other side, and then Westerman playing receiver makes a nice play in the ball.
It was a nice over-the-shoulder catch.
It really was. I'm talking about athletic unit up front there. Kareem Smith, Karan Williams, Eric Taylor, just phenomenal athletes up front. You got him, Julius Williams. Patience.
Harris pulls inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
You saw what I meant there by patience? You see him hesitate, let the play develop in front of him? That's a gift. That is a gift by Andrew Harris. Watch him hesitate and let the play develop. Here comes the pulling, here comes Kabongo. No match there, just swallows up the defensive lineman. He lets that happen. Next thing you know, you've got 7 yards.
13 carries for 73 yards for Harris so far tonight. As we approach the 3-minute warning. Lions have won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these 2 teams. And from the shotgun, Harris will fight his way down to about the 3. And we have reached the 3-minute warning in Vancouver. The CFL on TSN is back after this. Week 4 is going to wrap up with a bang as the Ticats visit the Rough Riders. Ken Austin back in Regina, 7 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Saskatchewan time tomorrow here on TSN.
Today it's going to be rocking.
It always is. As Ken Austin said, they don't need me coming back to get a big crowd there.
2 hot offenses. Darian looks like he's going to play. Ankle, foot injuries healed. Looked like it was going to be Drew Willie early, but now it's going to be Darian Durant leading that offense. It's been on fire.
On the week in which they announced that the Grey Cup game is sold out.
That doesn't surprise me. Passionate over there about their football.
3rd and inches for the Lions. And Thomas DeMarco comes in at quarterback on the short yardage play. And DeMarco's second effort should have it as he gets down to about the 2, and now some scrambling as the football came out after he was down. And it's a first down for the Lions.
JC, last week we saw him jump over the pile and hit Thomas DeMarco in the mouth, and here he's trying to do it again and completely misses. Eats some turf. That guy has got no quit in it. 47, showing you what a football player is supposed to be like 24/7, 60 minutes every time out.
Now, Lumbala got tripped up as Sherrick got a hand on his foot, and Lumbala limited to no gain or maybe even a loss of a yard. But the clock continues to run. The Eskimos have a timeout remaining.
JC Sherritt in the middle of this, as he should be. He's free to do that. Reads the play. Bounces off one guy, gets redirected, and grabs an ankle and hangs on. Hey! He's looking at his wristband for defensive play call. He's going to stop them from getting in the end zone. Do whatever it takes.
Strip the ball. Boulay to Harris, and there it is again. Andrew Harris, touchdown. Good things come to those who wait. Uh-oh. Now, how is that not taunting?
Yes, this is again patience. Credit the big boys. It's really a nice job. I haven't said his name all day, but I have to now. It's Fabian coming around, the rookie. I love this kid. I watched him last week in a video review, and I just absolutely love what this guy brings to the table. Kirby Fabian opens up that hole. Andrew Harris has patience, finds it, walks into the end zone. Kirby Fabian, very athletic first-year player. Boy, I like it. I like what I see by this kid. I like what I see by both those two young guys in the middle of the BC Lions offensive line, and Matt Norman and Kirby Fabian. Second-year player in Matt, and Kirby's a first-year player from Calgary. Love it. Watch him come over. Watch him come over. Fabian's coming over from right here. He's going to come over there and just wash this down. And watch the patience by Harrison reading this. That's a squash block right there. Here comes Lumbala out here. Patience. Look like Arsenal working on the outside. That is a team working together to get the job done. And then this here, it looks like a botched Winnipeg TD celebration. Kabongo in the back there. Look at Gore. I don't know what he's doing the army crawl. There's Kirby Fabian. But very athletic. And then right next to him, there's Kabongo. There's big Archibald, Ben sitting there. They're celebrating a good night offensively.
Charles gets up to the 33-yard line. The Eskimos will take over there with a new quarterback at the controls as Mike Riley got the tap from Coach Cavis Reed. So Jonathan Crompton, first-year man out of the University of Tennessee from Asheville, North Carolina, comes on. He's attempted 11 passes this year.
Big kid, 6'4". I was talking to Ed Hervey, general manager of the Edmonton Eskimos, and he can't say enough good things about this kid. They really like him. You know, Matt Nichols is down, and he was the next man to step in behind Mike Riley, and they really like what they see in this kid. He's got a lot of composure, and all the parts will be very good in the CFL.
Fires that down to Marcus Henry, makes the catch out to the 46-yard line. You and I were talking to Crompton on the field before the game, and the first thing that new quarterbacks in the CFL notice is just how wide the wide side of the field is.
Yeah, he chimed in a hurry when we were talking about it. because J.C. Sherrod is actually throwing the football out there, and I was bugging him about his technique, and Crompton piped in, and we started discussing that. It is a long way from one hash to the other. 41 yards from the opposite hash to the opposite sideline.
There's a catch by Stamps, and Fred Stamps inside the 40 off and running. And Stamps was out of bounds at the 27-yard line. 1:32 to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Eskimos are down by 17.
I mean, he's basically in the middle of the football field, favoring the left side. Strong arm over the top of Bell, first-year player from the BC Lions. And, I mean, this is what he's supposed to do because BC is not playing the original defense. They're playing zone defense. Here comes some pressure.
Crompton's got some time and throws again. The catch is made by Cope. And a first down to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, Mike Rowdy struggled tonight. Well, he made a couple of throws that he'd like to have back. He made some plays, but he was harassed pretty good by BC Lions defense that was relentless. And he took a pounding. I think that elbow is going to be bothering him for the rest of the season. Well documented tonight. And this kid just kind of.
Oh, look out! Fred Stamps got quick as he was drilled by Dante Marsh.
Pressure by the Lions. He gets it away. Ball is high. He's hung him out to dry. A solid hit by Dante Marsh, and Fred Stamp takes the run of that. Marsh just needed 5 tackles on the night for 500 on his career. And I tell you, he's even shaking his head on that one. That's a collision. It only happens in football.
Second down for the 12-yard line, and Crompton throws to Stamps again. And Stamps literally walks into the end zone, and the Eskimos have the touchdown.
That's the beautiful thing about football players, you know. And you take that hit, you bounce up, next play, 20 seconds later, you're shaking a tackle and walking in the end zone.
There's Crompton's first CFL touchdown pass.
Yeah, it is, and it's a possible future Hall of Famer. And Fred Stamps just avoids him, secures the football off his thigh pad, walks in, drops it like he's been there before. Where Fred Stamps really taking a leadership role with a young receiving core in Edmonton, and we're happy to have him back, but a little too late here for the Edmonton Eskimos.
5 plays, 76 yards in 51 seconds. The Eskimos will try for 1 here. And trail by 10. So in the second half of this back-to-back sequence between the Eskimos and the Lions, BC won 17-3 last week, and once again a critical penalty called against the Eskimos.
Yeah, and Odell Willis goes low in on Lule. They're going to call that every time. And then the next play, Kabongo squashes the linebacker. Harris, patience in the hole, picks his way through there. Grant Shaw yanks one, tries to put too much on it, didn't have to because he's got plenty of leg. Those points don't count, which could have made it a 1-possession game. BC goes down there on a turnover, creates one, walks in the end zone with a nice block by Kirby Fabian. Harris patience in the hole again, gets another touchdown, lighting it up here tonight. And the Lions take control with a little help from the Edmonton Eskimos.
And I suppose you wonder what Davis Reed will say after the game.
There'll be consequences. I don't know what else you can say. Where does it go from there?
Eskimos finished 4th last year, but made the playoffs as a result of the crossover format. Played the Argos in the opening round of the playoffs. A short kick attempt by the Eskimos, and Paris Jackson had it for a moment. The Eskimos rip it out, but the Eskimos have possession.
He ripped that out.
Edmonton saying they have it. The ball may have changed hands 3 or 4 times down there. A massive pileup of people down there. Who's got it?
Grant Shaw, first of all, gave his team an opportunity to get to it. Hung the ball up there beautifully. Oh.
The Lions have it, they're saying.
Kerry Koch thought that he got his hand in there and pulled it out. This is well executed attempt on an onside kickoff. There's his hand. He swats it. The ball's coming out. Then he grabs it. Nobody's, well, and I don't think.
Well, Jackson's down at that point. And
The previous play is under review.
It gets to be a mess, but they both have possession of it as he's going down. As Coke gets his hand on it, right there. They both have two hands on it. And now they both have two hands on it. So how can you say it's one or the other?
Because possession goes.
And then the ball's out.
But possession goes to the receiver, and Jackson was down.
I don't think so. That's why they have review.
Well, unless the review room has an MRI, I don't think they're going to be able to settle this because there was a lot of people in that pile.
That's right. Yeah, but hey, credit Grant Shaw for giving Kerry Coke an opportunity to get down there and make something happen. Good looking attempt there.
There's Jackson, who coaches high school football here at Sentinel Secondary School.
He can use that one as a coach tool. Here's regular speed. Going up and getting it. Parrish tries to pull it down. Both hands are on it. Ball's out. That's regular speed. Oh, I think that's Edmonton ball. I play for both these teams, so you can't say that I'm a homer either.
Played for every team in the league.
Well, hey, you don't have to get so ugly so fast. Just making a point. I want to get chastised for being a homer.
Okay, but simultaneous catch. Now, this is an eligible receiver, so that's the problem.
Parrish is a receiver.
After review, we have a simultaneous catch on a kickoff, both players going to the ground at the same time. By rule, we re-kick. It will be a re-kick.
Ah.
Whoa!
It was a simultaneous catch.
That's awesome. Look at Parrish. What? Kerry's going, that's right. Can they do it again?
No.
Here's another look at it. Solid play. Both of them have it right there.
Right.
Now Jackson
Now,
down.
if that's a thrown
the
pass,
ball's out.
if that's a thrown
But
pass,
it's not.
right?
It's a kick.
I'm just saying, if it was a thrown pass, the reception would go to the receiver. But because
Like
it was
the
a
tie goes to the runner.
yeah.
Okay.
So in this case, the tie goes back to the team. Kick it again.
That's interesting, right? Now, Grant Shaw had a great chip shot, if you would. In the spirit of the Open being played. Final round tomorrow. See if you can do it again. Little 60-degree lob wedge here. Crank it up there and let your teammates go get it.
We're warming up the rule book tonight between the Rene Paradis blocked field goal and the Calgary-Montreal game, which doesn't count. Here we go again. And Jackson again, and this time, no doubt about it.
And the veteran just spins the ball and walks away in disgust. That's well executed on both bases of that special team, BC and Edmonton. You watch BC's, they can go attack, they can go hit these people, create a wall. Harris gets hit by, looked like Sewell, and yeah, Armando Sewell hit him, kind of distracted him a little bit, but he had good enough concentration to bring it down.
Jackson, the Vancouver native, who has spent the last 11 years with the BC Lions and filled in notably when Sean Gore was out.
They did.
Lule with the toss to Harris. Harris winds his way down inside the 35-yard line, and Andrew Harris once again is having himself a night.
Yeah, Gord, I can tell you, he now has 18 touchdowns in 18 games here at BC Place since the renovation, and he absolutely loves playing here. Just a scoring machine, patience that you really can't teach, an ability to redirect and start and be at full speed and a drop of a dime and make things happen. Andrew Harris, tremendous talent for the BC Lions.
And is over 100 yards rushing with that carry as he gets down to the 22-yard line. That's his 17th carry of the game. That means he's had 49 carries in the last 3 games. And the the pickup
Is another
was 8.
first down.
And a first down for the Lions. We mentioned that Andrew Harris was the league leader in yards from scrimmage that year, last year, combined rushing and receiving yards. And was 3rd in the league in rushing overall.
Coming into his own, watching a player grow up in front of your eyes. Offensive line, they love that formation. Solid effort by the Lions tonight. Just outmatched the Edmonton Eskimos here in the dry conditions. Andrew Harris, big part of that.
And the Lions will run their winning streak here at home to 8 consecutive. And have now won 15 of their last 16 games in this stadium. BC wins it by a final score of 31 to 21. For Matt Denning and Brian Malji, I'm Gordon Miller. This has been a presentation of TSN, Canada's sports leader. Now stand by for SportsCenter.